It's Madden NFL 22, and the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Bears and the Bucs coming up next.
Few better places in the country weather-wise this time of year than this one right here, Tampa, Florida, and beautiful Raymond James Stadium. Just a short time ago, the Buccaneers emerging from their tunnel to the roar of this frenzied crowd here in the Sunshine State. And we're in the big ship, and fittingly, everyone here ready to do battle as Tampa Bay gets ready to match up with the Chicago Bears. Brandon Gaudin joined as always by Charles Davis. CD, you look at the Bears in this one. Their offense is one that doesn't rely too heavily on just one guy. They like to spread things around as best they can.
You're right about that. It's a diverse unit, and they like to run their offense by what they call game plan, meaning each and every week they study the opponent, they probe its weaknesses, and they move the ball around that way. They emphasize who's going to get it based on what they think they'll accomplish in that game. Other teams, they're a system team. They're going to run what they run no matter what. I like this style of offense. It suits them well.
Here's the punter, Bradley Pinion, on to get us started. And off we go from Tampa. Taken in at the 3. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Bears offense ready to go to work here for the first time, leading them out the 11th overall pick of the 2021 draft, Justin Fields out of Ohio State.
And just a few years after the Bears made a big move at quarterback, taking Mitchell Trubisky, they did it again this year, moving from number 20 to number 11 in the draft to select Justin Fields out of Ohio State. This offense was just 26 in total yardage last year, so they needed some production. Justin Fields, 63 touchdown passes his last 2 years at Ohio State. They're expecting him to be their guy for the future.
Now a first down throw, Fields. And incomplete to open things up.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
Here's 2nd and 10. A play fake, now Fields to throw. And that is incomplete here.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
Crowd getting in it a bit already. Here's an early 3rd and 10. Fields. And he's going to drop this off to Williams, complete. And that play goes nowhere. He's met behind the line, and a penalty flag may add insult to injury. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
So on 4th down, on is the punter, Pat O'Donnell, to kick it away. It's a 45-yard punt, just a 1-yard return. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. Time to see what this Tampa Bay Bucs offense has in store. They're led by the now 7-time Super Bowl champion, the MVP of Super Bowl 55. Charles, it's Tom Brady.
After 2 decades in New England, a change of scenery, and another tremendous season culminating with a Super Bowl title. 40 touchdown pass in the regular season, and most since his record-shattering 50-touchdown season of 2007 in New England. He did have minor knee surgery in the offseason, but he said he's sticking with his plan to play beyond the age of 45, which is still 2 years from now. Look out, NFL. Tom Brady still wants to win.
Well, he's going to take a shot right away. And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. How about a 39-yard pickup? They'll take it.
We always talk about the guy who paid off the play, don't we? Guy who caught it or ran it. But how about the elements that go into making a big play? This one in particular, able to scan the field, pocket held up nicely. What a terrific job by the offensive line. The route well run, and the football right on the money.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Brady. Gonna throw deep for the end zone. Looking for Brown, and he's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Antonio Brown, 27 yards. And the Bucs on just 2 plays have taken the lead. Both sides of the football in sync early. You force the 3 and out, and then you take it down, score points.
You know what that tells me? They saw their game plan really well. Head coach said, listen, we're just going to stop them on 3 and out. We're going to take the ball downfield and score. But he also told them how it was going to happen. They're going to run this. We're going to stop.
And we remember, of course, all scoring plays need to be verified upstairs, and I think they're going to at least take a look at this. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How is the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So they called it a touchdown originally. This will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Ryan Succop for the point after. And that one gives the Bucs a 7-0 lead. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. Following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. On 1st down, it's Fields. And this is taken in by Darnell Mooney. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. To throw is Fields. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big third down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Now Fields completes a Mooney on the slant. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And already down 7-0 after the touchdown a minute ago, so a 3-and-out here would not be ideal for them. Nice job finding his receiver there, and they get the first down.
Here's a run on first down that won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. He will lose a yard. 2nd and 11.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in hell.
Yeah, we saw the result. Negative yardage. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Now it's Fields. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete. So he's 3 for 7 throwing the football right now. Not an awful start, but also not the sharpest of starts.
No, I would agree with that. But if you're a confident quarterback and to play that position, you have to be. You just act like there's something wrong with the wind currents or something wrong with the ball. It is not you. Keep throwing. That timing usually develops.
Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. Oh, he's going to go for it all. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Almost feels like anything you can do, we're going to try and match or do better. We've already seen 1 touchdown pass from the opposition. They tried to equal it on that throw.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. Oh, trying to gauge the sun, and he muffs it. And this is picked up by the Bears. So not only do they get the fumble recovery on the punt, but now look at this field position. He almost took it the distance.
And the ability to not just make the play, but turn it into something big, that's what coaches harp on all the time. How do we create big plays that'll change the game? And that may have been one that just did.
A first trip to the red zone for the Bears. They've got it 1st and goal at the 7. Here's Fields. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, Brandon, we see why it's a team game there, because there's a sigh of relief that they just released defensively. If he's able to get that one away, that's likely a touchdown. But instead, that pressure from the front got to him and forced the incompletion.
You're right. He had him open, just a split second too late on the release. On 2nd down, it's Williams. And he'll work his way closer to the goal line as he's got 5 down to the 3. This is kind of one of those in-between plays here, Charles, on 3rd and goal from the 2 or the 3 in that area. What do you dial up?
I'm doing good. How are you?
You don't have the time for something that develops slowly. It's got to be right at them if you're going to run the football.
So did you get a chance to meet with Christine this morning?
Quick, get it out of your hands in a hurry.
Williams again. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Okay.
What a stand so far defensively, and now that's going to bring up a 4th and goal. Well, if this defense
The one y'all went to, you couldn't get inside.
That would be.
Not just a win on the possession, but psychologically take over the ball game. But this started with 1st and goal, so they were in 4-down territory right from the beginning. I say you finish it off and go for the touchdown.
Can this defense hold them out? Here we go now, 4th and goal from the 2. They snap it to Fields, and that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. Marquise Goodwin there to make the grab. And the Bears are an extra point away from tying the football game.
To a certain extent, yes, and to a certain extent, no. So now Jimmy Cole wants to be interactive with everybody. He really does. He wants to be interactive with everybody. So, updates like that are fine. The interaction, I think that Andy was more or less speaking to is the job updates from Stacy. So Stacy is tracking the jobs and giving updates in the job. And I'm waiting for her to go through her changes and corrections on the document that I created so we can send it out to the whole team because that's when it'll really make sense. So she'll be giving ETA updates. She'll be giving all those things. If it's going to be quoted, she'll be giving the quote status and things like that. But on like operational issues, like you've been out to the job site, it's locked, we need to get somebody back out there. That update can really come from anybody, and it's probably best that it comes from the team that's doing it. Because if Jimmy has other questions, that way Stacy doesn't have to hang up. Well, let me get back with you on that. She can talk directly to the source. Because Jimmy may have other questions, or he may say, well, let's try this and let's try that. So it's best that he talks to that operational team that's doing it. But the process updates, those are coming from Stacy.
Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their second drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters. Because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Brady and the Bucs now with a 1st and 10 at their own 16.
For which job? The one that you're talking about now? Or for the...
This one complete to Giovanni.
So the one where you couldn't get access to, that's not the Bronx stuff, right? All right.
The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
That's going to be a good
So the Bronx is where Tim Tierney got the crane for us, right? Yeah, so I thought you knew that job was approved. Because that's the job that me and you talked about a week ago about the cost.
From the gun, it's Brady.
No, the quote that was approved was that final quote that you sent over with the $39,000. So they can't go back to the client and try to get an extra $20,000 out of it. So
defensively here, Charles, I'd have to imagine coming up with a game plan to stop Tom Brady. Many have tried, few have succeeded. But what do you see as their best course of action?
Well, besides stating the obvious, which is having great guys who can cover, and we know how.
Yeah, the job. When we talked the first time, the job. I mentioned the job was approved, and I was just saying that it was approved under 39. So I did speak to Jimmy ML, and for us to go back to the customer, to the client, and say, hey, we need an extra $20,000, or can we get that original quote for $80,000 approved? That's not gonna function right with them. They approved it because, we told them that we were able to get a good deal on the crane, and this is what it's gonna be. And those, they're just learning stumps, but those are things we just keep to ourselves, and we're able to pocket that extra. So
these two teams all tied after one.
So,
Second quarter now in
it
Tampa
sucks,
Bay.
but
It's the
it
Buccaneers
is what it
in
is.
control of the football
Yeah.
as they're looking at a 2nd down and 9 to go. Again, they'll throw with Brady. Dumps it off to Fournette. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
Well, sometimes despite the best planning, the defense actually has a plan as well, and they blanket
Yeah, and keep in mind, we also need to get the address to the crane yard so they can ship that unit to that crane yard. Because remember, it's going to be sent to the crane yard.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Brady Open man, it's Jalen Darden. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. 12 yards here as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come back and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. A handoff to Fournette. And not a whole lot
So
of room to
let me ask you this
operate
though.
there in the first
So
down
a
run. He
couple
gets
things.
maybe 3.
The other company, have they moved out?
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Okay.
Now a first carry for Giovanni Bernard. They had 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean, or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
They got to get to the 20 to keep the drive alive on 3rd down. Working from the gun, it's Brady. Open man is Godwin. It's complete. And he is going to have a Bucs first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5.
I don't care how many times we say it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass trick in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices.
Yeah, yes, so, but you know that shouldn't you know stop them from moving, because we can say our salesperson's out in the field selling, and we're giving them some time to get acclimated with the area, and then they'll be moving into the office. They need to, regardless of when our salesperson's starting, if Colin and Dave want them out, then they need to find another place. Now, if there's another issue that's preventing them from finding another place, then we need to have that conversation with Colin and them and see if there's either a premium we're going to charge for them to stay, but they want them out of there.
Play action, it's Brady. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Johnson. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting
so
three.
that's that. And with the thing with this thing, you said she moved her workstation.
They didn't get points on that drive. This could cost them.
So, when did she move her workstation?
The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
They begin the drive with Williams. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks. And when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Here's Fields. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
So, is she not getting any of her tasks
You're
done?
able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
Fields now to throw. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. A nice little now a hit and a loose football. And I think the Bears have recovered. They have. Was hoping to make a play there on the return with his speed. Instead, he makes a play for the other side.
Yeah, and how many times have we heard coaches say, you know, sometimes it's not really about those X's and O's we drop. It's about those Jimmies and Joes. And when you have a punt returner, he's one of those Jimmies and Joes, one of the best athletes. He's unable to make the play that they were seeking, though.
Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And he'll be pulled down, and now a late flag will come with it. And that's in the area of a face mask, I think. So they'll get the yardage on the run and get 15 more for good measure.
Yeah, that wasn't too difficult to spot. You heard the sideline erupting, and the flags came out almost immediately.
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game.
Let's go.
On 1st and 10, here's Fields. And this will be caught by Mooney. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and it'll be second and very short.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helped to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
So not quite a 1st and goal just yet as they come up now 2nd and inches. And he's going to be dropped back at the 15-yard line. The sack by the Super Bowl champion and Pro Bowler Jason Pierre-Paul.
Well, they had the right down and the definite distance to take a shot downfield, but it didn't work out the way that they had envisioned.
No, that's a situation where if you take a sack close to the line of scrimmage, it's not that bad, but a loss like that, you can't take a sack there.
Yeah, absolutely. The one thing you cannot do, they did.
Well, good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8. Back to throw, Fields. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. And Santos able to put this one up and through. It's good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So a good kick there, and they put the bow tie on it with 3 points.
And let's face it, everybody wants a touchdown. We know that. But in the NFL, defenses are awfully good. You're not going to score each and every time. Be able to knock the ball through the post and take the 3.
By the way, I said bow tie. I meant just bow. Not the tie, but yeah.
Either way.
You got it.
I just went right past it.
After the made field goal, Santos back out there to kick it away. Taken in at the 3. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
Let's go.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And with a little under a minute to go, they may try and work their way into field goal range and try to tie up this ball game. A pass underneath for Fournette. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. Here's Brady to throw. And a first hookup with his all-pro tight end, Rob Gronkowski. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Four yards remain for second down. Brady now to throw. It's caught by Mike Evans. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he is finally out of bounds, just shy of the 5, all the way down at the 6.
Well, I mean, Mike Evans, he's been an elite receiver for some time now, and part of that, Charles, certainly what he can do once the ball is in his hands.
And I caught a quick glimpse of him before the ball was snapped, and there was something about his body language where you could tell early in this play, he wasn't just thinking first down. He was thinking end zone, and he got there.
And the next-gen stats show us the tale of how much yardage he was able to tack on after the catch.
So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. Now Brady. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Jalen Darden there to make the grab. And the Bucs are going to retake the lead.
He was on point throwing the ball right there. He had the big play to get him down close, and then he delivers a touchdown pass on 1st and goal.
And you mentioned the big play that got him down close. I think that big play left him reeling a little bit. They didn't recover from it. And you know they always talk about having to have a short memory on defense after a big play against you. Looks like their memory was a little too long there.
Extra point put through by Suckup. And the lead is now 14-10. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it's all finished off with a touchdown by Tampa Bay.
Now Pinion with a kickoff honors following the touchdown. Fielded right around the 8. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Bears going to get one more possession in this first half. And they've got less than 30 seconds to go here, so not a lot of time to work with.
A little under 30 seconds to go. We'll see how they play it here on 1st and 10.
A shotgun snap, Fields. And quickly into the hands of Robinson.
Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half.
Now a first down throw, Fields.
Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
To throw is Fields.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. The 20, 10, and he returns it to the end zone. The fumble recovery touchdown for the Bucs. And that's a linebacker, Sean. He can move pretty good with a football in his hand.
That's not just a short shuttle now. He took it and went a pretty good distance, didn't he? Did you get the 40 time on that?
I didn't, but he got 6 points out of it. I know that in a great play for that defensive unit. Succop for the extra point. It's good, and it's 21-10. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6.
So with 3 seconds remaining in the half, they will line up to kick this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line.
We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game.
Okay, right, Brandon. Thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to this slimmed-down version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. First order of business, though. Let's get a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for Chicago. And they will need to get this passing game in gear because they did not do much of anything in that first half. And it's why the scoreline is what it is. Meanwhile, for the Bucs, they were much more successful throwing the football than their counterparts, as you can see the numbers there.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Bucs with a lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway.
And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
Out come the Buccaneers. They'll have it first to start in the third quarter.
Hey, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
On first down, Brady. Over the middle, complete. It's Evans. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. Brady going to throw. And he finds Gronk. A gain of 6 there on first. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
On second down, here's Fournette. And fights through one man. And he'll get it down here to the 43. 7 yards there and a first down.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 43. Now Brady. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Brady. And this is going to be incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. To throw, it's Brady. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
Here's Bradley Pinion now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line.
Let's go. Let's go.
Here comes Justin Fields and the rest of the Bears offense.
And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure, it's got to him.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it. Because as you mentioned, he's having a pretty good day overall. Just the hits keep coming and taking those sacks. That's not the way that they want to finish a ball game with their quarterback on the ground so much.
He'd like to stay upright. When he's been upright, he's been pretty good. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
2nd and 10. Here's Fields.
And this will be incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Now Fields.
Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. Jason Pierre-Paul able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
I think most quarterbacks would love to have the goal line actually extend up into the air and turn into a wall. And they could put their back against it and know exactly where they are on the field so they don't end up in the end zone. Didn't do it on that play, but perilously close to the goal line.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he'll just punch it out of there, and it's not a great kick. A little juke. Sheds off the tackle. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Buccaneer offense will be set up well as they take over.
Again, we see Tom Brady and the Bucs set to take over.
He has been consistent, hasn't he? He played well in the 1st quarter. Good second quarter, and now continuing that here in the third.
And that's the word that they're always seeking from the guy taking the snaps, is consistency. Taking care of the ball, making sure it gets to the right people, no errors, right? Not turning it over, and just doing all the right things. That's leadership, and it inspires confidence in a team.
Yeah, been a good leadership, been a good distributor. Brady now on first down. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Brown. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. That's good for a Buccaneer first, a pickup of 12 yards. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme, and you can drop anyone out of your defensive front.
And Evans hauls it in. Touchdown, Bucs. Mike Evans, 36 yards. And the Bucs are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
No lead safe in the new NFL, but this score is really going to give them some needed breathing room.
Extra point try now for Succop. And the lead is up to 18 now. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tiny two-play drive that time. Following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away.
Taking it about the 1. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Another drive coming up for this Chicago offense.
These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Fields on first down.
He's going to float this one deep right side.
And that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for him. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
The 2nd and 10 now as we roll along in the third quarter from Tampa. Now it's Fields.
And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
The scoreboard tells a story for him, a little bit bleak, and while it's not quite desperation time yet, it's definitely getting close, but the defense reads the scoreboard as well. They're going to back up and make them really earn it.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. It's a 43-yard punt, a return of 5, and possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Mike Evans in the Tampa offense about to set up shop. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it?
Right.
Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there. Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Fournette running right. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Brady to throw on 3rd and 1. This will be caught by Brown. And he is going to have the Buccaneers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
On 1st and 10, here's Brady. Left side here, that's complete to Godwin. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
Oh, it's time to give more credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
To throw again on 2nd down. Brady throwing middle, but it's incomplete. He's lucky to be getting that one back.
After what they've done with him all day long with all the targets trying to go after him, he's obviously gotten smart, and his pride has kicked in. Made a terrific play.
And now on 3rd down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first. Brady. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. It could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
The frustration evident there because he couldn't find anyone on 3rd down, and he left no doubt that he was throwing that one away.
Brady not coming to the sideline. They're going to go for it here on 4th. Brady to throw for it on 4th down. Evans has it left side. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. That's a 4th down pickup of 10 yards and an opportunity certainly missed on the defensive side. So a moment to catch our collective breath after the 4th down conversion. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Tampa. It's the Bucs. They've got the football. They also are in front here on the scoreboard as we start the 4th. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's a give to Fournette.
Roquan Smith, the Bears' leading tackler last year, up to make the play.
I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
That's on the guard, Alex Kappa.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. Second down and long. Again, it's Fournette. Dances by him. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Just a yard on the run there. That's going to bring us to a 4th down.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Now the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. Play action. Now it's Brady. Going for it all. And that is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Bears will get the football back. So they were really trying to put the nail in the coffin there already with this lead here in the 4th, but they didn't get it.
Guaranteed it's not going to be a fun handshake in the postgame, right? You just know that there's going to be some bad blood there. And I know if we go to the postgame press conferences, the winning coach, you know what he's going to say, why he did it? We need the points, okay? Because you never know at the end of the year if points are going to come into the tiebreaker if we're trying to get into the playoffs. That's always the standard justification.
On 1st and 10, here's Fields.
He'll set up the screen. This is Williams. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. A good pickup there on 1st as the screen pass gets him 8. Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
Looking to throw again on 2nd down.
Fields.
And he's got the speedster Goodwin. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their